Welcome to the Sun today for the 11th of March 2025. The Sun is showing signs of life. The last 4 or 5 days have had hardly any activity at all, just a few small flares. But now it seems to be livening up, and you can see from this magnetogram here from the SDO HMI instrument that there are 4 or 5 regions on the east limb that are just becoming visible to us, and we're actually having a few flares from them as well. A quick summary of solar activity. It seems to be on the increase. The sunspot number is up to 140. There are 5 new sunspot regions. Our flare activity had 5 C flares, that's higher than we've had for a couple of days. 1 M flare, first one for 5 days, and 8 coronal mass ejections, that is also up. The solar wind speed is the only thing that's down, and that's just below 400 kilometers per second. Even though the sunspot number is increased in the last day, it is down from where it was 1 rotation ago, shown here by the blue arrow. Well, let's take a look at the sunspots in more detail. There are 8 numbered regions on the disk, 5 of which are new. The sunspot number is, as I said, about 140, and the area has increased to about 610 millionths. Most of the new regions are on the eastern side of the Sun. There is 2024 that's just popping up in the northwestern hemisphere over there. Geospace remains relatively quiet after the G2 geomagnetic storms we had a couple of days ago. The KP index is varying between 2 and 3, and the auroral arc looks a little bit more active than we've seen of late. The X-ray emission on the Sun has been fairly boring the last 2 or 3 days. As you can see, there's hardly any features back on the 10th. The 11th looks as though it's beginning to be the same, but until we got an M flare at about 1300 today. And then there are 4 fairly substantial C flares later today, which strangely enough NOAA didn't count in its totals. I don't know what was going on there. And it looks as though we're about to get another one in early morning on March the 12th. The X-ray background is still hovering around about the equivalent to a C1 flare level. As far as the outer corona is concerned, we had a number of CMEs increase over the last 24 hours. However, the spacecraft has done some maneuvers, and the occulting disk support arm is now at about 7 o'clock rather than at about 2 o'clock as it is now. So and it will take the LASCO people a couple of days to improve their background subtraction algorithm so we can see the stars as clearly as we can now. Bit of a pity. Hopefully there'll be no comets that we miss. Now the tricky thing of tomorrow's forecast. I suspect the sunspot number will start to rise again. Flare rate will be increasing as a result of all the new sunspots and new regions. Solar wind is dropping below 400, and I see no reason why it should increase. The coronal holes have all passed us by. And so I expect no geomagnetic storms in the next 24 hours. Once again, thank you for listening. If you enjoy these videos, please pass them on to friends or neighbors or relations who you think might benefit from understanding more about how the Sun works. And so until next time, stay safe and goodbye.